So the 5 main threats, there's 3 are biological. One is smallpox, one is anthrax, one is botulinum toxin, then there's a nuclear weapon, and then there is a chemical attack. So on the 3 biological ones, I've had an impact on all 3. On the smallpox one, we recommended that if an attack were to happen, then you would need to mass vaccinate the city where this happened, or maybe even a larger number of people. And we were told that that was quite influential in the government's kind of changing their policy. This is back like in 2002, of a post-attack policy from surveillance containment of just finding people with symptoms and then trying to vaccinate the people they've been around to mass vaccination, again, because it's much quicker and much more efficient. On anthrax, this is something that's happened really quite recently, partly as a result of an op-ed I had in the New York Times a couple months ago, is that they're in the process of rolling out a program that the U.S. Postal Service will deliver antibiotics door to door in the 72 major cities in the United States in the event of an anthrax attack. And also I had pushed for the Center for Disease Control to have more antibiotics ready that could be delivered to any city within about an 8 to 12 hour period. They used to have 650,000, and I had pushed for 10 million, and they're in the middle of switching over to 10 million. So that's anthrax. On botulinum toxin in the milk, I had done a study, and one of my 3 recommendations was to intensify or to investigate possibly intensifying the heat pasteurization formula, so either making the temperature higher or making the length of the pasteurization time longer, so that if someone put botulinum toxin in the milk, it would inactivate more of the toxin. And indeed, the government and the dairy industry working together have intensified the milk pasteurization formula. Before I did my study, they had done the experiments on intensifying heat pasteurization to see that they could intensify it without sacrificing nutrition and taste. And I was told that my paper was quite instrumental in getting the dairy industry to adopt this quite quickly. Probably the most direct impact was on the U.S. visit program. So this is more on borders. For anyone who's not a U.S. citizen, when they come in to an airport, they traditionally had given over their 2 index fingerprints, and what they're doing is comparing this to a watch list of 6 million known criminals and suspected terrorists. And I did an analysis, then testified before a congressional committee that a number of people have poor fingerprint image quality. In fact, about 10% of the people on the terror watch list, and that those people could rather easily sneak into the country, and that instead of taking 2 fingers, we should take 10 fingers, and that there's enough information on 10 fingers to make a good match, even for the people with the worst image quality. And after I testified before a congressional committee and wrote the paper, Secretary Chertoff announced a switch from 2 to 10 fingers. So now if you come in through the airports, most people, instead of giving over 2 index fingers, they're giving over 2 thumbs and then 4 finger slap.